Hello everybody, Red Sox fans. Welcome to the 2018 World Series, Red Sox and Dodgers, as the Red Sox try to extend their 8-4 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. What a game it's been. I have not been able to watch all of it, but I will try to kind of summarize what's been happening so far. Chris Sale pretty much gave the Red Sox what he's been giving them all postseason, which is like 4 innings, 3 runs, nothing great. Kind of just laboring through it. And then, from there, the Red Sox have been resilient, extending the lead anytime the Dodgers would start to get closer in the game. The Dodgers had gotten into 5-4 in the 7th inning when Nunez hit a 3-run home run to make it 8-4. And now Sandy Leon is batting in the bottom of the 8th inning against Alex Wood of the Dodgers. So just what a first game, and just what a World Series in general. I'm very intrigued by the Red Sox-Dodgers matchup. I think it's a really interesting one between two iconic baseball teams. And originally I had thought that these teams had never played in the World Series, but I guess back in 1916 they played as the Brooklyn Robins and Boston Red Sox, so I guess that's something, but I don't think there's any people left from that team. So right now it is a new World Series where, ironically, former World Series hero Dave Roberts will be trying to beat his old team, now the manager of the Dodgers. Leon swings and fouls that one off. So just a really exciting game and really an exciting postseason. This whole thing has kind of snuck up on me. As many of you know, I'm always critical of the Red Sox. I'm always kind of just expecting something to go wrong. And then when it does, I just kind of flip out. But this postseason has just been one test after another, and the Red Sox have passed almost all of them. Every time it looks like things are going to go against them, and just after seeing the last two postseasons, it's hard to think they weren't going to lose. But they've just responded in every way. When they were down with the Yankees, they beat them in New York 2 in a row to win the series. They lost Game 1 to Houston. They came back and ran off 4 straight wins, and none of those wins were easy, don't get me wrong. But, the one thing that they did, which they're doing in this game too, is that when their opposition got closer in the game, whether it was the Astros or the Yankees, the Red Sox would just put it out of reach. And they're doing that here against the Dodgers with an 8-4 lead. Even Sandy Leon just got a hit. Up the middle, he got a base hit, so runner on first. And this is just, it's exciting. I'm honestly kind of speechless right now. I'm shocked that they're even in the World Series. I'm more shocked that they have a really good chance to win the World Series. And that'll just be something in itself. As many of you know, I haven't embraced this team to the level of the 2013 team or the 2007 team even. But I still obviously want them to win, and I just feel like, I don't know, I'm rooting for them. I'm excited to see, hopefully, another Red Sox World Series title. I've seen 3 in my lifetime, but it's just I don't have the same attachment to the players. I don't know why. I like J.D. Martinez. I like Mookie Betts, Chris Sale, David Price. I like a lot of their top players. I certainly, but I don't know that I'd put any of these guys up with, some of my favorite Red Sox of all time. Even when it was Jonathan Papelbon closing out games, I'd much rather have him than Craig Kimbrel. I'd rather have Curt Schilling or Josh Beckett than, even Chris Sale. Although Chris Sale, it's hard to say because Chris Sale really hasn't been Chris Sale in this postseason. Him gutting it out has almost kind of reminded me of Curt Schilling, although a completely different circumstance for Chris Sale. Just kind of giving it what he's got. Now, I saw that Craig Kimbrel was warming up in the bullpen. I'm not really sure why because it's an 8-4 lead. I feel like they could bring in Stephen Wright or somebody to try to get the last 3 outs of the game, but we'll see if they do use Kimbrel in what is already a non-save situation as the Red Sox try to add on here. So yeah, a lot going on here. As much as I try to doubt Alex Cora's moves at times, they almost all work out. He pinch hit Nunez for Devers, and what did Nunez do but hit a 3-run home run? So, it's really hard to say. Cora obviously knows his team very well. They trust him, he trusts them, and it's just kind of it's a really nice thing to see. And it really is I don't know what it is with the Red Sox, even going back to when John Farrell first started being the manager. It's sometimes they just need a spark to get going. It's I always know the Red Sox have this level of talent. When I go back to the 2013 team and then, the subsequent teams after that, it's the Red Sox have World Series caliber talent, but most years you don't see it. Most years they missed the playoffs in 2014 and 15. They made the playoffs in 16 and 17, but it just kind of felt like they were just going through the motions, and it's just really weird how they can bring back the same team so many times. And this year they're this 108-win team, and they're this juggernaut. But then next year they could come back and suck, and it's just it's a really weird thing, baseball, and especially with the Red Sox, having watched them for many years now, but even more intently over the last 7 or 8 years. watching the Red Sox go through all these different ups and downs and World Series and, just out of the playoffs. Just really weird. Wow, that was pathetic. That was a bad swing by Bradley. But, hey, what do you want to do? He had his best swings in the ALCS, and he's 0 for 4 in this game. But no, the Red Sox, keep finding ways to surprise me. They're in the World Series against the Dodgers. I think, the win difference between these two teams is 16 wins. I think the Dodgers had 92 wins, the Red Sox have 108. So, on paper, the Red Sox should be the favorite to win this series, and I believe they are. But we'll see what happens, obviously. And I love the World Series atmosphere. I love this. The crowd is really into it. Just everything is on the line right now. The World Series patch on the sleeve looks freaking fabulous. I love that kind of stuff. I love graphics, as many of you know. And this is the big game. This is the big series. This is for the championship. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited that the Red Sox could win their 4th World Series since 2004. I don't know what kind of reaction I'll have if that does indeed happen. And right now, I mean, this game has been competitive, much like the games against the Astros. It seems like there'll be competitive games for 6-7 innings, and then the Red Sox will do something to pull away. And right now it's 8-4. I see no reason to think they won't win this game unless they bring in Kimbrel, which would be a colossal mistake. But aside from that, I would assume the Red Sox can get the last 3 outs without giving up 4 runs. But we'll see. So this will likely be my only inning of coverage here for the Game 1 of the World Series. Again, so I'll stick with it just in case something happens here. Mookie Betts taking a ball. Betts 1 for 3. Of course, Betts, it's really funny. Throughout this World Series run, as it were, the Red Sox best players haven't really been their heroes. J.D. Martinez had a big 3-run home run in Game 1 of the ALDS against the Yankees. But other than that, I mean, he had a couple things here and there. He had a home run in Game 5 against the Astros. But, I think of some of the big heroes of the postseason so far. I think of Jackie Bradley Jr. and his grand slam. I think of Devers and his 3-run home run in Game 5. I think of, Steve Pearce even making that great play at first base to end the Yankee series. I don't really think of the usual players. Evaldi's been, arguably their best pitcher. He's been in relief and starting, just really good. Didn't even realize he could throw 102 miles an hour that consistently. So, I don't know. It's just been really something to watch. And, it's not the guys you think. I know David Price had a really good start in Houston, but, before that, he was not exactly reliable. But no, I don't know. I'm in shock right now. I'm kind of just, now that we're in the World Series and now that we're in Game 1, I'm kind of just how did we get here? I really am just kind of blowing my mind that as much as I complain about this team, they're within 4 wins of a World Series title and potentially 3 wins after tonight. So we'll see what happens here. But, right now I'm pretty excited about this. Really and truly. The Red Sox, of course, have had a lot of success in their World Series that they've been in. That was clearly a strike. Winning, obviously, the last 3 they've been in. They're 6-1 at home in those games. They swept the Rockies. They swept the Cardinals in 2004. Then they went to 6 games in 2013. So this World Series is going to be interesting, obviously. God, it's so hard to predict these things because, Chris Sale, again, was nothing special, but they're still in position to win this game as Betts takes strike 3. They're still in position to win this game, so you have to wonder going forward. I hate to say it, but does it even really matter? I feel as long as the starter doesn't get shelled, I feel like the Red Sox always have a chance to win these games, even if, David Price gives up, say, 3 runs in 5 innings or something. Then they bring in the bullpen, and, then maybe the game is 3-2 at that point. I feel I don't know, this really is weird for me to see. The Red Sox don't really have that lockdown ace, like a John Lester or a Beckett, where they take them out and they go 7 or 8 innings with 2 runs. They really haven't had a performance like that all postseason. I think Evaldi had a 7-inning start at Yankee Stadium, but that was the 16-1 game where they really weren't doing much of anything. Well, Benintendi grounds out, so we'll see what happens, but it looks like the Red Sox are in good shape to win Game 1. As always, thank you for watching Bobby Productions for a little Red Sox postseason coverage 2018.